Hello everyone and welcome back to the Lies of P walkthrough. Today we're going to go through the Barren swamp. If you're enjoying this series and you find it helpful, please don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe. Without further ado, let's go and continue our storyline.
The Isle of Alchemists. According to the guide, Vanini visited that place. That's something, I guess.
You're gonna have to make an important choice here. They're gonna ask you for an apple. Give it to them because you're gonna receive a record as a reward that you need for the collectible achievement of collecting all of the records.
Ciao, Bello. It seems you and I share a strong connection.
Talking to an alchemist is like talking to a brick wall. That's also an alchemist.
Brother, you should say hello to your friend. But it is true that we are in something of a bind. We're going to need to consult with our old friend.
You got that right, sister. Our pal is sure to help us. We didn't behave that badly at his last shindig. I hope.
A moment, please. My young brother here is slowly but surely losing his very sight, his windows to the world, to a terrible, slow-working illness. That is why I seek the gold coin fruit. It's said to work miracles, and do I ever need one? The alchemists give us just enough to keep him going, but not enough to cure, and never what they promised. We can't rely on those crucible-kissing wizards. Please, don't make me beg. He needs this. Besides, for a fellow who raided the Black Rabbit Brotherhood's den and walked out in one piece, it'll be as easy as eating your weight in bumbaloni.
Please. The gold coin fruit is the only thing that helps. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Please. The gold coin fruit is the only thing that helps. Can you spare any? As a personal favor? We knew you were a true friend. And generous.
That's right. I liked you from the start, you know? Just had a feeling. If you felt otherwise, that wasn't me.
Ignore this one. When he gets excited or just feels happy, he gets chatty. But he really is grateful. We both are. On that note, I hate to borrow and run, but we have another request from the alchemist to take care of, so we will be staying behind. You'll need to go on without us, so I suppose this is farewell. I won't ever forget your kindness. Here, a small token, but it's a gift from the heart. Now go.
Wow! You need me? I was surprised when the bell rang. The Isle of Alchemists, you say? And monsters. This is a nightmare. I'm living my own nightmare. Puppets and alchemists forget it. It is their secret island, a place hidden from the world. But even if we could find it, how to get there? What about... I don't know if it even works anymore. But one still requires fuel, needs must when the devil drives. There could still be a way. A dangerous but marvelous mode of transportation. But it won't work without a golden ergo. My research, well, Pulcinella did a lot of the heavy lifting, has led me to believe you can find one deep within the Barren swamp. It's also led me to believe it is guarded by actual monsters. So, I can't make this decision for you. It's up to you. No, I'm not
Barren Swamp is going to have all types of monsters, ranging from puppets,
This place
carcasses, and everything else. So you might want to use a normal weapon that you upgrade and something for one specific type of mobs, like, for example, the electric coil head.
Grand Exhibition's horrific solution spread this far too? It's just too terrible to think about. Oh, why am I thinking about it?
We're gonna level up a bit our capacity. I'm sure you're shocked that we have to put more capacity. But it is what it is. So that we are not heavy when we try to carry two weapons. In case you need to farm ergo, this is a good place. This mob gives a lot of ergo actually, and the save point is very close. So in case you want to farm ergo, this would be a good place to do it. There are also traps on the ground, so be careful when you advance, be careful of the traps on the ground. Here you can use a potion to resist corrosion, to be able to go and beat up the mob, as well as pick up the item at the end of this path. Advancing further, we're gonna have another Mad Clown. A lower version, but still the same type of mob. Yeah, and then there's that, the rolling ball of death. If you're not comfortable with fighting him, you can definitely consider putting on your quick action bar, putting some of the throwables, throwing cells. If you're out of throwing cells, you can go to the Malm district and buy more if you need. We're gonna fight him without. We are gonna use payball slots. He's gonna do the same like the other clown. He's just gonna spam this skill as long as you're far away from him, in most cases. Again, if he's causing you trouble, the best would be to just go and buy some throwing cells and he's gonna fall a lot faster. Here, be careful because there are traps, like for example behind this mob there's another trap. If you're out of potions after you finish the clown, the best is to just go back and regen before you continue. Okay, so down there there's a mob. There's a big mob. But just in case something goes bad, we're going first to unlock here a shortcut before we go for that mob. And the best is also to clean the mobs like I've done right now before you go and pick up that item there. The one that's hanging on the ledge there. Because the gunner mob is going to make you fall when you go to it otherwise. So rushing for that item the first time you see it means that you're probably going to fall and die soon after. Once you cleared everything, you can also go up here. You can also save and then go up here. Depends how comfortable you are and how many potions you have. And you're gonna find another sort of mini boss, I would say. And then be able to pick up a reward. And if you spoke with Eugenie,
Those damn
like in the previous video,
terms of the bargain. Almost
you're going to have an item that allows you to make a quest
I don't
here.
care about those hotel people anyway. But there are limits.
If not, before you talk to him, you can go back to the hotel, speak with Eugenie, and then come back at him in order to progress a quest.
How do you do? It's quite odd that we should meet in a place like this. Oh, don't pretend surprised that I got here before you. After all, I can elude the darkest monsters, the loftiest beings. In fairness, I do benefit from your prowess as well. I shall tell you something, since we're nearly peers. They say a terrible monster lives on the cliff at the end of the swamp. It behaves like a crow, gathering shiny things. I have absconded with treasures from its lair. Rare parts and weapons, worthy of a hero. That catch your interest? If you're hunting ergo monsters, you might put that friendly tip to use. You're a worthy hunter, and it is worthy prey. Show that swamp monster what you're capable of. You're a worthy hunter, and it is worthy prey. Show that swamp monster what you're capable of. What's this? A gift for a rescuer. From a technician girl. I don't remember. I've saved so many of the common people. Anyway, thank her, I suppose. Oh. Oh dear. These gloves are a mess. They don't even fit. Is this a practical joke? My God, I never did like that girl. She's just like him. Oh, never mind. I thought you had better taste than this. How disappointing. Get these rags out of my sight.
Okay, just to make sure that we progress everything accordingly, we're gonna go back and talk to Eugenie about her gift. And this is again one of the quests that gives you humanity.
Hey, about my request last time. Did you give Alidoro the gloves? Phew. Even the Union's advancement test didn't make me this nervous. All right, I'm ready. Tell me the truth. Did the gloves make Alidoro happy? Really? What a relief! I'm confident in my weapons, but it was my first time making gloves, so I was a little nervous. Okay, more than a little. Gloves seemed a logical gift because I know he lost a finger. I was there, after all. When the workshop tower collapsed, the Hound lost a finger saving me. We could have starved to death trapped under the rubble if it wasn't for the Hound's sacrifice back then. I don't want to think about it, and yet I can't forget it. I will never repay that sacrifice, even if I spend my whole life trying, but I'm gonna start now. Thanks. I was too shy to give such a gift to him myself. Speaking of gifts, I got something for you. Take it with my thanks.
Okay, guys, so make sure that you choose he was happy. This gives you humanity and helps you advance for the Rise of P ending and the special weapon. In this area, you want to be very careful because there will be a cannon shooting at you from there. And there's also a pretty strong mob. Not this one, the one on the top right of it. On that I'm looking at above my head right now. That mob is extremely strong. So you might consider using some throwables, having Fable ready, and anything else that could help you take down that mob as soon as possible. Because he is extremely strong. Make sure that you sit somewhere here. At the bottom. You don't have to go inside because inside you'll have more mobs. And that could make things even more difficult. So keeping him here somewhere at the bottom is perfect. All of the mobs here are kind of dangerous, but the slow ones you can just get behind them and backstab them and you're gonna deal a lot of damage. So you don't have to worry a lot about it. And after that, just get rid of the guy firing the cannon and clean the area of mobs and items for ergo and loot. And right past this point is going to be another save point, but we're gonna have another very strong mob that you can see there. So prepare yourself. If you have any other consumables left that you'd like to use, put them on the bar already. I'm going to actually use... Unfortunately, I don't have... I wanted to use some other throwables. I don't have, so I'm gonna go as it is. But if you have any other consumables or anything, just feel free to use it because there's another very strong mob ahead of you here. If you're not comfortable with fighting him, you can just run past him and unlock the next teleport point. Here we're gonna have another quest. It will be a chain quest, and you're gonna have to come back a couple of times to speak with this mob, to this NPC, and usually this happens after you learn new emotes and gestures. So whenever you learn a new gesture, you can come back here and talk to him and see if he will tell you something. He'll also appear on the teleporter, so if you see the teleporter blinking to this location later on in the game, come back and teach him the new gestures, and he is going to reward you. After you teach him about 4 different gestures, some very specific ones that the game wants you to teach him, it's going to give you a quartz, so it's very worth coming back here and finishing this quest line.
Oh, so they do exist. Other puppets like me not bound by the Grand Covenant. I thought I was forever alone. Without the Covenant, my kind hates me. Monsters, humans, puppets, they all hate me. But I want to be friends with humans. If I learn how to feel, would that be possible? If you tell me how, I'll return the favor. I want to learn how to feel. Hello, my only friend. What have you come to tell me? I see now how scary losing someone can be. I may not be able to cry, but I hope I can comfort others now. Thank you. Hello, my only friend. Clapping is the mimicry of a joyful heart. It's good to feel alive. Thanks.
Okay, in this next area here, you can either choose to do it right now, when you pass by, or you can choose first to get rid of those guys up there, which will happen a bit later in the game, and then come and finish the 2 bosses here. It's really up to you. It doesn't really matter in whatever order you want to do it. I'm going to do it now since I'm here, but this will be a bit of a waste of resources. Yeah, as you can see, the damage is pretty serious if you get hit by those things. Hence, if you're not comfortable with dodging a lot, then you should just come back later. We're gonna use a potion, an attribute potion, to slow the spread of corruption. The easiest way, if you want to do this area as soon as you get here, is to just listen, put the sound up, and just listen to when they fire that cannonball from above, and dodge when it sounds like it's getting close. We're gonna do the butterflies later. Another easy thing to do here is to lure this boss. Lure him here in this area because you cannot be shot in this area. And just 1v1 the boss here without any problem. Nobody will disturb you. And this boss is extremely slow as well, so you don't have to worry basically about anything at this point. Besides missing your Fable art, apparently. And the poison. Now for the second one, you can do something similar. Just lure him here, even though it's going to be extremely slow. Or you can actually fight him exactly where he is with no problem. Even if the cannon is firing at you, you shouldn't really have a big problem with defeating the mob here. Okay, now that we've got 2 quartz and we can upgrade the collection from Puccinella, we definitely have to go back to the hotel. Because the upgrades will actually be worth the time we spend going to the hotel and coming back.
At the house of Anini, even priceless thing. Master Venetrans. At the house of Anini.
I think this is one of the best amulets that you can get in the game. So I strongly encourage you to buy this amulet. And if you're going for the 100% trophies, then you're going to need to buy this weapon as well, to have all of the normal weapons in your inventory. Both of these sound great, increases special gridstone uses and add fable slots. We're gonna go with this one first though, but we will need both in the end. We're gonna increase the number of consumables in our possession. Actually no, not consumables but throwing objects in our possession. We auto charge pulse cell when discharged. Yeah, definitely this one. It will automatically charge our last HP potion by a bit by bit, until we have the last HP potion. And now we're gonna go back to our story. And we're just going to clean this area and pick up whatever we left behind, nothing special. Okay, so guys, before we advance, there's going to be a humanoid mob here in front. And I do strongly suggest changing the weapon before going in this area here. Once you're inside, you have a moment to change the weapon. And we're gonna do just that. I'm just gonna put my spear. Don't buff yourself before you talk to him, because you're gonna waste the buff.
Ah, this must be quite an urgent patient to seek out my humble abode. You are still breathing. I must treat you quickly. Grant cannot have any more live patients. Trust me, it's better this way. 'Tis far nobler to die as a human. No vital signs. You must be dead. I'll dispose of you first.
He does have some throwable, so it's always best to sit behind this healer right here until he comes close. And just like any other humanoids, the best is if you can get behind him to actually stagger him and use the fatal attack like this, and this is your easiest way of defeating him. So you can go behind the pillar, for example, until you get behind him, and then try the stagger attack.
What was her name? I don't recall.
Just let him use his combo, get behind him, use the fatal attack, and repeat. Rinse and repeat. And like that, you're gonna finish him extremely easily. I don't think that was intended, honestly.
What was her name? I don't recall. Remember now. My Madalena.
Now for the next area, you don't necessarily need to heal because the save point is relatively close. You do have to be careful, however, because the mobs are very aggressive and they can come from surprising places or drop on you. Like for example, there's a mob here and we're not gonna go there to not trigger it. But we can put, for example, a consumable like this. We're finally gonna use, let's say a saw blade. And there you have the mob. And if you do it like this, then you're gonna be somewhat safe in this area. Presuming that you don't fall. Just keep the pressure on with these mobs and they won't have time to attack you. Okay, in this case, we're gonna unlock the shortcut and just continue with progressing through the story. When you drop down here, you have to drop straight in the middle because the planks on the left and right are not real. They're going to drop like this. So you have to make sure that you drop perfectly in the middle. And after that you can roll one side or another. It won't matter. Here in this area, it's also a great place again to use some consumables. Not have to actually fight the mobs yourself. So here, for example, we could use again this and this. We can also use the Fable Art to make things simpler. And that's about it for the mobs here. There we go. And there's our Legion caliber that we discussed about. Let's go and use it. Let's go and upgrade our Legion arm. Since now we have 3 Legion calibers, we're just gonna go and upgrade it straight away. Almost upgraded the wrong one. This one we want to upgrade. The link attack for the puppet string. Which allows you to grab onto a puppet, go next to it, and attack it. And deals quite a bit of damage too. And we're almost at the boss of this level. Very close to reaching the boss of this level as well. You're gonna have something like a mini boss here, a very strong elite. So you want first to bait him and go through those traps over there. Buff yourself. Use Fable Arts if you have to, just finish fast, because he's not worth the time. This mob is only a guardian for this chest over here. A pretty strong guardian, but nonetheless not really worth the time. Now we're gonna unlock this shortcut here. Take care of a few more mobs, and then we have another... We have another mini boss in front of us, which is pretty strong. Not this one. We'll get to that mini boss in a moment. But we are going to save before that. Okay, the next mini boss is actually quite strong, and if you don't want to waste a lot of time jumping around with him, just go to Mount District and buy a few throwable electric grenades. And that will help us finish him almost instantly. We'll use one Fable Art, some Fable Grenades, and that will be kind of it.
Bosses.
Throwing cells. We're gonna buy throwing cells to have for the future, so we don't have to come back here anytime soon. And we're going to exchange this throwable item, this potion I mean, with some of those throwing cells. And we're also gonna pass by Hotel Krat to recharge our Fable before we encounter the next mini boss, just so that we can skip faster. It's easier to go and prepare yourself to pass the boss or mini boss than fail a couple of times and get upset. Okay, now that we're ready and fully prepared, we're gonna go for the mini boss we discussed about. To be fair, I could have also exchanged the blitz and put blitz on my weapon to deal more damage, but it should be fine like this as well. But that's one thing you can do. You can prepare yourself and put blitz on your weapon. Do not want to get close to him because of that. He's extremely fast and extremely dangerous. Yeah. And there you go. Easy peasy. Okay, when you enter this area here, be very careful. There will be a mob, there will be an item there where my ergo is. And this mob is going to try to push you because you don't see it. You're gonna go and try to pick up the item, and this mob is going to push you down and you will die. So make sure you kill this mob first. Regarding the previous mini boss, if he's giving you any further trouble, even while having everything up, you can also use the Fable Arts again. And use the Fable Arts more than once. So use Fable Arts, hit him with your Fable Arts, then recharge your Fable Arts with the potions, use Fable Arts again, and then use the throwables, and he is definitely gonna be done by then. And if you recognize this area, this is where previously the Puppet of the Future bosses were, in case you did not beat them previously. And once you open up this door, you can also go to the top to get rid of the guy shooting the cannon, and then you can go down and take care of these mobs and these bosses without being shot at constantly. So you don't necessarily have to chase them and lure them. You can just come here first, and after that go down to the bosses.
That came from the direction of Krot Central Station. Oh, this could be bad, pal. Really, really bad.
Hey, are you a treasure hunter too? Strange to me, someone in my line of work. I know how this looks, but I'm not a thief or anything. I am on a serious expedition. You wouldn't happen to know a treasure hunter named Alidoro, would you? I'm a big fan. I plan my expeditions to follow Alidoro's traces, but this lock has me at a dead end, and I so wanted to explore the Hermit's Cave. All I can do is keep plugging away. If you come back by, say hello. Maybe I'll get this place open. Life is short, and life in Krot is shorter. I reckon I should cherish what time I've got. All I can do is keep plugging away. If you come back by, say hello. Maybe I'll get this place open. You never heard of Alidoro? He's a treasure hunter and one of the best. And unlike a lot of the riffraff and Krot, he's not a thief. He's a pro who excavates antiquities methodically. And professionalism is important when you're talking about Ergo. Just mention Ergo, and everyone cares about the history behind the ruins. That's why Alidoro has the reputation he does. The quality of his information and the condition of the antiquities are on another level. I know there are rumors about Alidoro lately, but I know jealousy when I hear it. The rumors? Well, for starters, they're nonsense. Alidoro is the last person you'd suspect of crimes like fraud and theft and assault. It's crazy. I've even seen a wanted poster of him. Those alchemists must be behind it. Those guys act like they own the ruins, and they don't want treasure hunters to earn an honest living. I mean, come on. We're talking about the Alidoro who saved all those lives in the workshop tower rubble. So, no, I don't believe a word of it. Ugh, would you get a load of this? I grabbed it as a souvenir, but it's just malicious propaganda. You take it. Life is short. All I can do is keep My treasure? Well, this is what I've got so far. It's a cryptic vessel. A sort of cipher device, but I don't know how it works. I don't want to throw it away. I think it's a clue to some stolen goods. I found it between the corpses of 2 thieves who died fighting over it. You know what they say, no honor among thieves. But I can't make heads or tails of it. If you want it, it's yours.
Okay, before we're going to the boss in this area, we're gonna first talk to Venini to unlock this cryptic vessel and get the reward for it as well. And after that, we'll finish off with the boss of this area and any kind of additional story that it brings with it.
I hear there is a new guest at the hotel, and that you had a little something to do with that. I just find saving people is its own reward. I certainly don't need the money. Even strangers. Everyone deserves some help now and then. If we who live through times like this don't live the best lives we can, we dishonor the memories of all we have lost. Honoring the lost is why I do what I do. In a way, I envy the dead. They don't have to know what it's like to remember that they're gone. Ha! And here I go again. Blah, 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 and who cares, huh? Now, let's get out there and save my... that is, our city. There you are. Now, just leave this to me. Done and done. You will find Venini always seeks to rise to the challenge at hand.
Okay, and if you guys remember a few videos ago, I told you that there is a place that you can actually unlock much later, much later, and the Path of Pilgrim. And now is the time to actually go and unlock it. This is what we needed to be able to unlock it. Okay, I'm sure if you play Dark Souls, you'll recognize who this is.
They sent you, didn't they? Those guys blabber about loyalty, but when the chips are down, they'll stab each other in the back. I don't know what's inside, and I don't really care. Take it with you and hurry.
You got
Okay, so if you just walk to the side, you're not going to fall in the trap. I just wanted to show you the trap for fun, so that you can have a better idea of who that character is. And it will also allow you to unlock the shortcut from up here. If you were ever curious, how does this shortcut get unlocked? Well, this is how the shortcut gets unlocked, so you don't wreck your brains with trying to unlock it earlier on in the game. Since we have a boss ahead of us, I'm going to go and refill our fable. Okay, and now we're ready for the boss of the area. This boss usually starts either with a Fury charge attack above the ground, or he digs himself underground and charges at you all the same. In both cases, stay in your initial position, buff yourself with the grindstone, and as soon as he reaches you, hit that fable attack to deal some massive opening damage. Before he starts hitting you with his antennas, either roll backwards or guard. Be careful of the decay bar. You can consider using some resistance amplifier potions if the acid decay is causing you trouble. With some exceptions, for most of his regular attacks, dodging to the left is generally safe. One of the exceptions being when he starts going backwards like this, you don't want to get close to him because he's gonna start spitting acid. Besides that, rolling between his legs to the other side is one of the most reliable ways to avoid damage. He loves those standing slam attacks, so dodging through his legs, especially towards his left, helps you avoid the majority of his moves, keeping you in position to counterattack as soon as you are on the other side. If he starts digging himself underground, you can either try to damage him as much as possible and hope to stagger him before he goes underground, but if he does manage to go underground, just start dodging as much as possible, and you should in most cases avoid the damage from when he comes back up. The second phase looks scarier, but it's just the Scrapped Watchman, the second boss of the game with acid antennas. Two of his most frequent attacks, the left and right hand slashes and the spin into slam combos, are already covered in the second video in this series during the Scrapped Watchman boss, so we'll skip them here and only focus on the new moves. Start by throwing 3 or 4 throwing cells until his white damage number becomes blue, and then pop your Fable Arts after recharging it with potions. When he charges at you, hold your ground and try to perfect guard it. A perfect guard will stagger him and allow you to deal some free damage. I recommend practicing the perfect guard on this charge attack a few times before using your throwables, since he spams it pretty often. When he charges his arm like this, just go as far away from him as possible and you will avoid it 100%. Whenever he stands up on two legs like this and moves slowly towards you, go towards his legs so that you can avoid some massive amount of damage from his antennas. Once you learn most of his patterns, nuke him with a combo of throwing cells and thermite, and that will allow you to deal like 20 or 30% of his HP fast. When he does his bunny hop jump move, just dodge it into a roll to avoid it easily. He'll do it multiple times in a row, so be ready to dodge a few times in a row as well. If he goes creepy horror mode and spins his body to the other side, back off. His tentacles will coat you in acid and wreck your weapon. Don't even bother guarding, just wait it out and then punish him when he stands up again. And just like that, congratulations, you finished the green monster of the swamp boss as well. The rest of the video will cover NPC interactions, quests and story progression, no more combat. These moments are important for achievements tied to gaining humanity. If you'd rather experience them on your own, feel free to stop here. Otherwise, stick around and enjoy the rest of the story in this playthrough.
The last hero weapon is in my hands. I knew you'd do it. I had a feeling you'd be the perfect bait. I got what I wanted thanks to you. The last hero weapon is finally in my hands. I knew where it was, but I didn't dare lay my hands on it. The swamp is too dangerous. Someday soon, you'll see. You have my thanks. And you've earned a nickname. Alidoro's best bait. See you at the hotel.
Okay, and after that very easy win, let's just go and progress the story with all of the NPCs possible at the hotel. And that will be it for today's video.
No! Can it be? It can! Are you hurt anywhere? Ha! You never fail to surprise me, compagno. Now, allow me to return the surprise. This little wonder creates a lead-acid battery in a flash. The golden ergo is the purest form of power we can use, and it's nearly perfect. We could power a city block with this. You see, the alchemists ordered transportation from me, powered by this. I'm not sure, but maybe it's still in their underground base. Just one problem with the base. I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know when exactly either. I had to just hand it over immediately after the launching ceremony. After all, I am the prince of the Krat social scene, and I surrendered to their mysticism. There, it's done. Now take it. A secret alchemist's underground lair. That sounds like something Antonia might well have heard of. You'd better ask her about it.
Come here, child. This is my first chance to get a proper look at you. It's a shame my illness kept me from seeing such a handsome gentleman. Oh, to be young again. You are responsible for this miracle. You have no idea how much it means to me. I have to stay seated as I feel a little lightheaded, but I feel the vigor I thought I'd lost forever. Thank you. If Krat ever holds a proper ball again, I hope you'll ask me for a dance. I heard what happened at the exhibition. How frightful. It's no wonder you're trying to track down the alchemists. I'll tell you one thing. Many secrets are buried in the city of Krat. The same goes for this hotel. Beneath us, there is a passage connected to an underground base of the alchemists. It's where Ergo's vein was first discovered, long ago. Until the petrification disease, the hotel worked hand in hand with the alchemists. But I didn't know they'd be so corrupt. Everything changed when Simon became their leader. Oh, I thought the survivors of the exhibition would be different. But they're just as corrupt. The passageways to the underground base are locked from their side. We can't get through unless they open them. And the underground base is the only way to embark for the Isle of Alchemists. If we find the right alchemist, perhaps we can get that door opened. I heard that some of them occupy the collapsed tower of the train station. And the collapse makes me wonder whether they had something to do with the recent earthquake. Look into it, won't you?
That book reminds me. Have you ever heard the fairy tale about a mischievous wooden puppet? All of Krat knows the story, all because of someone who loved that story more than anyone else. But this is strange. I do not recall. Who exactly was that someone?
I found the last treasure thanks to you. The saber. A precious artifact from overseas. It'll always remind me of the rascal who stole it, then fell into the nest. I tried to save him, but I failed. Let the punishment fit the crime, I say. And in a twist of fate, you must become the weapon's true owner. A great weapon calls for a great warrior. Show me that you're worthy to wield it. What's this? A poster singing my praises? Oh dear, your practical jokes go too far. Oh, a wanted poster? Right, yeah. Let me explain. There is an unscrupulous reporter called Alidoro, and he's the epitome of yellow journalism, and he only writes favorable articles if you bribe him. One time, I didn't give him a certain antique he wanted, and he slandered me, just like this. What has this world come to? Even noble explorers searching for true history get lambasted for all to see. Perhaps I should be pleased that this scrap of paper is powerless, as there's no authority to pay the reward. You can keep it as a souvenir.
Okay guys, and once you get back here at this stage, you can also talk to Belle.
You remember when I mentioned my partner? I got a distress signal from him. His last location was Krat Central Station. But my gear won't protect me from the petrification disease there. Can you find him for me? I'll make it worth your while. Thanks. My partner's name is Atkinson. I think he was trying to secure an escape route. Look for him around Krat Central Station.
Life is short, and life in Krat is shorter. I reckon I should cherish what time I've got. All I can do is keep plugging away. If you come back by, say hello. Maybe I'll get this place open. You actually met Alidoro and asked him about the wanted poster. That's odd. Alidoro and Medoro are friends. When I was hurt, he took me to Medoro, who was one of the first on the scene. Medoro is quite the medic. He saved me when the workshop tower fell. There's gotta be a logical explanation. The Alidoro I admire would never talk about a friend like that. But who knows, maybe that wanted poster is real. You keep an eye on him if you see him again. In times like these, when truth and lies are blurred, the only thing to believe is your gut instinct about a person. I trust Alidoro. He wants to save people and seek out the truth. Anyhow, you gave me the first lead on Alidoro I've had in months. Take this in return. Consider it a gift suitable for times like these. Life is short, and all I can do is keep plugging.
Thank you everyone for sticking through until the end, and I'll see you in the next episode with the next area of the game. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay frosty.